So this one's going to include all the ramblings I didn't include in the Needs for Speed in the Rock Band Beatles videos, because I was trying to keep them short and on the point. But well, first off, racing games. My problem, yeah, I've been playing them since, well, my first ever game that I played, well, to my recollection, was the original Formula One Grand Prix by Jeff Crammond. I might have played some stuff from the VIC-20 before that, but like playing that on the Amiga 500, like that is my first memory of playing a video game. And it was I spent a fair bit of time a few months ago playing a genuine season again. I found a patch with like all the proper names and all that kind of stuff. So, but I still had a great time with it, even though it's like what 18 years old. I think it came out. I think it's like based on the 1991 season, and yeah, I enjoyed that like kind of streamlined. They were actual races. You had to pit. Well, if you well the distance I was running it, I had to keep pitting to keep the tyres fresh. Because I'm an idiot and I kept crashing. Did win the title, by the way, but Sam's still an idiot because I kept crashing. And from that, like graduated to other racing games, obviously like in the interlude, there's stuff like Road Rash and stuff which I again have been enjoying recently. But right, let me fast forward to like the PlayStation era, where one of the first games I got with the original PlayStation. I got Final Fantasy VII and the original TOCA racing game based on the TOCA British Touring Car Championships. And again, like it was very good, like straightforward, simple, very streamlined. It was just the British Touring Car Championship. But again, I really enjoyed that, and like you had to keep getting. I think it was like so many points to keep progressing from round to round. And again, they felt like actual races on the actual courses rather than just little snippets, which is what my gripe was with the Need for Speed game. And then I got Talker 2, slight improvement, enjoyed that as well. I think it was the third one that was the World Championship. Now, to be honest, I have a blank spot on this one. I think that might have been where it started, but that one was obviously the world tour. I can't remember if it had. I think you like started on some of the regional ones, like the DTM in Germany, again the British Touring Car Championship, and you eventually got up to like the World TOCA the TOCA World Championship, and that was I think that was where it started. But my problem with the racing games really started when it became Race Driver. I think in America it is just called Race Driver, whereas over here, at least for the first few iterations, it was TOCA Race Driver. Now, this had something that really appeals to me. I don't know why it does, but I've always enjoyed games where you have a career, like you're a real person in it. You start out at the bottom and you work your way to the top. That's part of the appeal of the management games. I usually pick a team, well, not at the bottom, but not in the Premiership, and it's always like it always feels good when I eventually get them, even if it's not to the top, at least to another level. And that really appealed to me with the race driver games. But again, it was all little snippets of it, because while you did get to go from the various like regionals, and then you went on like different world tours, and you got to go to Australia, Japan, America, around Europe, all that kind of stuff. It was great that they were able to include all that, and part of me did enjoy that. But there was no qualifying. That you just thrown in a random grid slot, 2-3 laps, and that was it. That was your experience of the race, and that was your experience of the championship. There might be 2-3 races in the British Touring Car Championship, which isn't enough for me. Not saying it's wrong, because well, Need for Speed sells like hotcakes. It doesn't even have to be a good game to sell millions. But it, it's just not. It's not for me. And that was the game where I remember it seemed to shift. I mean, I gave that game a chance, and I think I ended up accidentally buying it 3 different times. And I got the sequel as well, which, while it improved some things, I didn't enjoy the story mode, career mode as much, and like by that time I was sort of falling out with racing games in general because of this problem. And I just wish there was something other than just like going back to like the original Tucker game where it was just the British Touring Car Championship, which I realise these days probably wouldn't sell because it's too streamlined, especially with the budgets that like games have these days. It's too streamlined to be able to just focus in that way. I mean, obviously there's I think it's Codemasters have the Formula One license that's coming out on the Wii and PSP, hopefully quite soon, and then next year it's on the next gen systems, which I don't know why people are still calling them that. I mean, the Wii came out in 2006, so the PS3, the Xbox has been out since 2005, I believe. So they're not really the next. They are the current generation people. But I digress. Where was I going? This is why I've made a separate video rather than including it on the Need for Speed one, because I will ramble. As if you've seen any of my videos before, then I will ramble. I will lose my train of thought, and I have just now. So I feel that's a good place to stop because they're all pointless anyway, and having no real endpoint doesn't make any difference. So that's enough from me.